Alrighty, Corey, we have a viewer question today from Shoeless in San Diego. He asked, how do you deal with two women who are friends or sisters and they're both interested in you?
Well, first you got to understand that that's always a good thing. It's always good when multiple women like you. And the interesting thing about that is, especially if they're related or they're close friends, women can be extremely ruthless with one
Yes.
another when they like the same guy. And I was in a relationship I had a girlfriend of mine one time, and she had a cousin who was really fucking hot. And I liked her too. She was beautiful, and she really liked me. And like when we first met, I mean, she was eye fucking me. Even that back then, because this was when I was younger, in my late 20s. I I didn't understand everything I understand now, obviously, but I could tell just the way she looked at me and talked to me that she liked me, and it's a good thing. And then when you're with somebody and you know that, like back then, I didn't have the skills I have now, but I knew that if that I was going to leave the girl I was with, but obviously that was going to create problems. The cousin that had the interest, she lived out of town, but it's like we always had chemistry. But if we'd ever run into each other when I was single, I would have gone for it. But obviously at the time, if you're in the middle of a breakup and it's family like that, it can create a lot of problems, a lot of drama.
So back to the question. How do you deal with two women who are friends or sisters who are both interested in you?
Well, may the best girl win. I mean, say you're not in a relationship with either one. Say you've met both of them, and maybe relatively recently, and you can tell they both like you. It's like you give them each a shot. Whoever tries the hardest, and they'll both try hard because they want to win, and then they'll start talking bad about the other person, even if they were tight friends.
So then you'll take the winner, the one that's the most ruthless.
Easygoing, easy to get along with.
See, in my eyes, I don't know why they both can't be winners.
That too.
All parties are satisfied.
Because if she's into girls, then she'll offer her best friend, who typically they're often hooking up with already, because they're into girls.
So I think the worst thing you can do is to like lie and not go after who you want. Right?
Yeah.
And then from there, it depends. Like sometimes it could be a clear win-win. Like ends up being like a clear win-win the way you go about it. But you have to go for who you want. That's part of.
I think
And the one that gets ignored more
Yeah.
typically tries harder, especially when she sees that you like her friend more.
Yeah,
I think you can't from the beginning can't over pursue on one, because I don't think that would.
You just let them come to you. You'll do all the
Exactly,
work.
exactly. Because I
Yeah.
feel like if you over pursue on one, you have great chances of losing both.
I mean,
Yeah, because then they'll both determine that you're a fucking beta male. And
yeah. I don't. I mean, I don't know what like when this video come out relative to like what we talked about last night with like masculinity and everything. Like there's just a way of being where you go about it and you do things that fits you.
Yeah.
Right. And then when you do that, it'll just work itself out. But if you don't do that, you're trying to follow
Well, you're trying to force
yeah,
it. You're seeking
yeah,
their attention and validation instead of letting them seek yours.
yeah,
I use the analogy that I think with going back to the movie It's a Wonderful Life that was made in the 40s, and that's the thing that Jimmy Stewart's character, he's like the most eligible bachelor in town, the guy that's got the highest level of character and integrity. And then you got kind of one of the neighbors who's really hot, very beautiful, comes from a good family. She's a good person. Everybody in the city loves her, traditional kind of woman. And then you got another girl who's kind of flashy clothes, and she dates wealthy, successful dudes, and guys are constantly giving her attention. And what you see in the movie, the George Bailey character, the Jimmy Stewart's character, is both these girls light up whenever they're around him, and they're always trying to get his attention, and he's always like, I'm getting the fuck out of this town when my brother comes back from college, and then I'm gonna go see the world. I've been wanting to do this my whole life. And the women compete for his attention, and obviously Mary, the Donna Reed's character, it's like she conspires with the women in the neighborhood to create the conditions where he and her can run into each other. Because once they get together, the attraction's there. He's overcome by her beauty, and he can't help but desire her and want to
yeah.
be with her, which is what she wants. And so she kind of strategically plans at to get his attention. And when you develop yourself and you become the kind of person you want to attract, a woman who's on the same level vibrationally, she just will come into your life as part of your peer group or what you do socially. Typically, it's not somebody you bump into in the street, although it can. But typically, it's you get around people that you know, and then you realize how many social threads of your social circle are connected. And so it's like there's multiple ways for the universe to make sure that you actually meet this person. If you decide to make other choices, they're still around, and then you keep bumping into them once or twice after that if things didn't happen the first time. And it's like the universe and the people conspire to kind of push it towards one another, so the magic can happen. It's already there.
Yeah. I mean, it'll sort itself out.
I'd say
Go
with
for the person you want.
two women, they know each other. You're friendly with both. You know each other well. I would say man up and make a decision. And the one that's ousted, so to speak, that wasn't claimed, she'll respect you. And if the one that you choose doesn't work out, the other one will still hold you in high esteem because you were honest with her and you were straightforward with her, and she'll still trust you.
Yeah, don't be a dick about it.
Yeah, you want to be a man about it, handle it well, and handle it respectfully and responsibly.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, because if you can walk away
you
from
still
that
have options.
and both of them like you and think highly of you, you never know. 6 months down the road, you might be out and bump into the two of them, and there's a girlfriend of theirs that is there, and you just really click, and then they'll have good things to say about you. Versus, he's an asshole, he dated us both, he's fucked us both, and we had no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
But it does work to your advantage. Kitty cats compete, you win, as Doc Love said. Which is true.